What's going on, everybody? Kasabe here, and this year I will be doing all of my logo requests for MLB The Show through ShowZone. I've been making logos for years now. I think I started off in 2014, and I started taking things a little bit more seriously around 2017, 2018. And during that time, you get a lot of stuff that's just kind of unexpected. Some weird logo requests that people send me, and they're like, hey, I want you to make this for me for my MLB The Show team. Since I've been doing logos for about 5 years full time, I thought I'd give you guys a look at my top 5 most strange requests in the logo editor for MLB The Show. At number 5, we have the Rocket Dogs. This one's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. It's just a dachshund inside of a astronaut suit with like a rocket and everything. I love the colors, the shading. It's just really funny how somebody wants a dog like inside of an astronaut helmet. So that one was one of the cooler ones I think I've made, but also one of the, I would say, most off the wall, you know, just the whole concept of putting a dog inside of an astronaut suit. But yeah, as you can see, it turned out really well. I also had the team like fonts going over the top, but this one's just a look at the dog itself. At number 4, I have a character named Uncle Grandfather from the Adult Swim cartoon Perfect Hair Forever. Now at first look, this logo is just really weird. It's like a bald old guy with a little bit of a beer gut. The beer gut part is kind of cut off by the logo, but at first glance, like if you saw this in the logo vault, like this would just be a very weird thing to see and be like, you know, somebody wanted this on their team. But it is from like a cartoon. It's not like I just randomly made some old guy. Like, I guess this was a pretty prominent character on that show. I will say the guy who requested this acknowledged that it was weird to like preface the logo request. Like before he even sent the image, he's just like, hey man, I know this might look a bit weird, but I really want this logo in the game. And you can go ahead and actually download this logo right now. It's transferred over the last few years. At number 3, I have a cartoon image of Karl Marx. Now, when you play MLB The Show, like your first thought isn't like, I'm gonna make this a political headspace. I just try to avoid that as a creator as much as I can. But this one I made an exception for because it's very like bare bones. It's very cartoony. It's, you know, not very in your face like some politics tend to be nowadays. There reaches a point where it gets maybe a little bit too political, but I would say this one was right before where I draw the line. And like I said, it's a little bit more lighthearted since it's on the cartoony side as far as like political things go. At number 2, I have the Detroit Nephews. Now this one's kind of a mashup of the logo. You have the Detroit Pistons old logo, which I love. It has like the actual horse with like the car stuff coming out of it. Everything's on fire. It just looks super clean. There was a user who wanted me to combine that with the Delete This Nephew meme, which if you're unfamiliar, there is like a Yu-Gi-Oh card, like a trap card or something that says like delete this nephew. I think this is one of the hardest logos I've ever had to make in terms of it being like presentable from a, you know, taste standpoint. With the Pistons logo, you have like the black horse and only a few like white and gray lines to kind of distinguish some features. So I had to work with this user. I had to make sure it fit like his standards as well as something that couldn't be taken the wrong way by the community. Thankfully, I think I did it well enough where it did both of those things. I'd have to say this is one of the most unbelievably niche logos I've ever made. Like, I don't know how many people would want this joke combined with this exact throwback NBA team logo. You know what I mean? And lastly, at number 1, we have the Buttsville Butts. Yes, you heard that right. Some guy literally wanted a logo of a butt. I kind of forget about the story about this one a little bit, but I think from what I can remember, there's this dad and daughter who the dad played Diamond Dynasty and the daughter liked watching, but she's still at that age where stuff like butts is still really funny. So he wanted to turn his Diamond Dynasty team into something that she wanted, which, you know, he thought the word butts would just really make her laugh and enjoy the whole experience. So he came to me and he's just like, hey, I want you to make a logo of a butt. Like, I don't have any like concept art or anything for you. Like, I'll leave it up to you. And I was like, respectfully, I don't know if putting a butt on the public logo vault's going to do me any favors. It'll probably get removed. It might get reported, you know. But the guy took it in stride. He understood completely that, you know, it could be misconstrued the wrong way or be a little bit more than like rated G. But that was fine with him. He's just like, I want to download it so I can use it with my daughter. Like, if anything happens to the thing after the logo vault, that's fine with me. Like, this probably isn't going to last long. But this guy literally commissioned me to make a logo of a butt, which I didn't want to do too distinguishing of features, so I just put a square represent like a body. I did a couple spheres for like a nice round butt, and then I just put Buttsville Butts in like one of the most basic texts that the logo editor has to offer. It came out really nice and cartoony. I mean, it's not meant to be like a hyper-realistic butt, and that's what I was going for. Just something light and funny, comedic. And wouldn't you know it, I uploaded this logo, the guy loved it, downloaded it, and like a few days later, it was removed from the vault. Like somebody must have reported it. I never got a message or anything saying it was taken down. I just happened to notice a few days later that it was gone. So yeah, this was a few years ago before the logo vault got very crazy with like Xbox players and pictures of knockers and titties. The whole thing's really funny to me just because like butts can't make it in the logo vault, but something that's a little bit more rated R is, in terms of like tits. Overall though, very funny logo. I had a fun time making it and like trying to conceptualize the thing, even though it came across as like very basic. But I'm just like, that's when it kind of hit me though, because it's like I've been doing logos for a little bit at this point, but I'm just like, people are contacting me to make logos of butts for them, and they're going to give me money for it. So there's my top 5 weirdest logos I've had over the past few years. I'm sure I'll get a lot more just absolutely weird stuff as we continue on. But as you can see with these 5 examples, if you guys have something and you dream it, I will do it. I will make it come to life. Happy to take my services to ShowZone. We're going to have a lot more of a streamlined process that's going to be very organized. You guys will have like a form that you can fill out, as well as a queue that you can view at any time. And then we will be contacting you with information if you request a logo, and kind of keep up with you through the creation process. The link to request a logo is at showzone.io. We'll have a link to the form here as you're watching this. Feel free to look in the comment section or the description. I also have a portfolio of all of my work, which I'll be linking in the description as well, so you can take a look at all the things I've made over the last few years. But for now, you guys can fill out the logo form if you're interested, and I'm looking forward to making some designs starting on April 1st when MLB The Show 22 comes out.